Bihar Wayanad already keep the literary festival going. That's why I'm so grateful to Sheetal and her team for having come in our support. But she'll tell you a little bit more about that later on. So we've had this festival for 13 years, and this year it is October 18th to the 20th, 3 days. It's a celebration of books, really, the literary festival of recent books. And we got, I won't go through all the names of the speakers, but we got an outstanding lot of people here. We got William Dalrymple, who you might have heard of, who is one of the best chroniclers of Indian history. He does original research. He more or less lives in India, and he's I think he's the opening speaker, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, William Dalrymple. We got Manish Tiwari, who सब लोग उसको जानते होंगे. He's the newly elected member of Parliament from Chandigarh. तो वो भी आ रहे हैं. And then we got Indo-pak, वो भी आपने जरूर सुना होगा. वो थे Sherpa of the G20 that took place recently, and probably one of the most outstanding civil servants we've ever had in this country. He looks to the future, so wo bhi aa rahe hain. And then we have Imtiaz Ali, again, must have heard of. He's one of the topmost directors in Bollywood. And we got L. Subramaniam, the double violin player. He's just brought out a book. All these people have brought out books. The ones I mentioned: William Dalrymple, Manish Tiwari, Indo-pak, L. Subramaniam, and well, I don't know what. I'd like to also mention that, you know, in the first 2 or 3 years, I think, of the Lit Fest, we had Pakistanis coming over. Mainly because my father, one of his great passions was, despite the bitterness of partition and the communal riots, he wanted India and Pakistan to try and become closer together and become friends. So in pursuit of that, we had Pakistani intellectuals, politicians, writers coming to Kasoli Lit Fest. And they all told me what a great experience it was to come here. They said in Pakistan it would be unthinkable to have Indians coming into a cantonment, a military cantonment. Remember Kasoli, the military cantonment. And they came. Brigadier Anand Narayan organized for them to get cars at the Wagah border. They didn't even have to walk some distance. The car went to them and brought them all the way to Kasoli. So they saw the Indian countryside, which maybe they were seeing for the first time. And they came all the way to Kasoli, and they had a marvelous interaction with the audience. And a lot of the audience were young Indian military officers. And they talked to them, and I think they went back as ambassadors for India. Of course, they were giving the Pakistan point of view, but there was an interaction which I feel we must have more of. People-to-people contact is the only way you can bring countries together. And that people-to-people contact, I'm sorry to say, has gone now. It's not. There was a time when they opened up because of the Indo-pak cricket series. I think that was in 2004 or something like that. They gave visas to all Pakistanis who wanted to come. So we need more of that. And sad to say, after those first 3 years, Pakistanis were not allowed to come into Kasoli. I even wrote to Sushma Swaraj, who was then the, I think, Home Minister, please allow the Pakistanis to come here to Kasoli, because they went back as ambassadors for India. And even the generals who were retired, 2 of the generals who were retired there, said, please is very much at the theme of this literary festival is resilience and, you will forget that, resilience and renewal. You know, our literary festivals have always had this, however bad things might be in the country or internationally, there's always been hope. There's always been hope, an element of hope. So resilience and renewal carry hope with them. So I think a lot of the speakers will be talking around that theme. We have the Ukraine war, the Gaza war, and now Iran getting brought in. And we have a bad situation in China on our border. So a lot of troubled times, but there's always hope and renewal. And that, I think, was my father's passion. Even in the worst of times, look for where there's hope. And then I should add that the military, that is one of the themes always of Kasoli, it being, and the literary festival is devoted to the Indian soldier. Indian soldier ecology, which is where Sheetal will come and say a few words. Ecology, because that whole area is very fragile. And education of the girl child. Again, a great passion of my father. Education of the girl child. Our literacy levels are going up, but the literacy level of girls is still too low. And women should be taking much more part in our workforce, which they're not doing enough here. In other developing countries, women are very much a part of the workforce. Ecology, what else did I have to say? The other values that my father had was the values of secularism. All communities must work, live together in amity with friendliness. That was again one of his great passions. So again, we dedicate this festival to closer ties between all communities and various religions and all. We're such a diverse country, and that I think is one of the beauties of this country. It's so diverse and with so many different languages and all, but there has to be unity in that diversity. Okay, I'll end now, but I'll ask Sheetal to please tell us a little bit more about one of our big supporters for the Lit Fest.
Thank you so much, sir. I would like to start by saying that Vainar and me, we are very excited and very honored to be a part of the Lit Festival. I think we have a lot of things in common. Like, for example, Vainar, we basically ensure that we build homes which are sustainable, which basically even every house of ours actually we try to incorporate the nature. We actually sort of I won't say break, but we sort of blur the barrier between your indoors and your outdoors. Things like sunlight, greenery, everything is very important. Like KSLF, we actually do a lot of drives. We actually plant trees. We are there in making small efforts in which your ecology becomes better. Now, along with that, we are actually very organic to Goa. We have actually grown in Goa. We are not like an outside builder in Goa. We employ, on the topic of girl child, we actually employ all the local ladies from all the local villages into our apartments, our villas. So we actually are a part of Goa. We are not like the other builders. We have grown organically, and I genuinely believe that Vainar is grown, to be very honest. That being said, we have been in Goa from 2009 onwards. Okay, we are the premium segment in the HNI luxury villas and apartments. We have now also come into Kasoli, which is again with the same theme, with the same sustainable living. So we basically have villas very close to Baikunth Resort. We have also ventured into international markets, and that we have done. We have started with Sri Lanka in a place called Ahangama, which is basically known as the surface paradise. So again, with the same values and with the same thought process, and I think I would invite all of you to actually come and see, come and meet us at the other Lit Festival, and also see, sort of search into find out what we do, how we do it, and where all we are. And I think that's about it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Anything else that I missed out that you?
We've got 2 short videos also to be played, Rahul sir.
Okay.
With your permission, if you allow, we can play the videos.
Sure. Where will we play? We do it here, is it? Okay. And also, please ask me or Sheetal any questions that you have. Amit sent me a message that I should speak also in Hindi.
What I would like to advise is something for everybody.
This whole idea came to my mind, why not do something about it? And we started by that. Going out there, finding a piece of land, imagining a project on that land, and seeing it come to life is a great feeling.
For me, my home is a place where I actually want to relax and be happy. That is the kind of space it should be for everybody.
Can't have anybody from Pakistan, and even those who are foreigners who are coming, it's a long process of getting permission for them to come into the Kasoli cantonment. But we've always managed. Brigadier Anand Narayan, who we told you is now Lieutenant General, he's always come to our help. Even now there was a problem with some foreigners who were coming there, and he said, don't worry, I'll take care of it. So, but we would like this kind of restriction be relaxed, because there are so many Indians who are living in Kasoli, but who are actually foreign nationals, and what if you're taking it very strictly, what do you do about them? They're living in Kasoli, but they're meant to technically get permission to attend our Lit Fest, which seems to be a little ridiculous. But anyway, we are overcoming that. As I said, there's always hope. One must look at the hopeful side. And I would like to get Pakistanis coming again to the Lit Fest, because as I said, the people-to-people contact is the best way forward. Because when Indians go to Pakistan, as I've been, they get such a warm welcome. When you're taking a taxi and the taxi driver realizes that, this happened to me and happened to my friends, that we were from India, no fare, they wouldn't charge anything. So that's the kind of feelings that we should encourage and have, because otherwise there's no hope. We'll continue having border wars and continue having problems at the UN and all that. So we must somehow try to get, look at Germany and the other countries they fought against in 2 world wars. They're now all okay. It's the EU, it's the European Union. So we must do the same kind of thing there. They had much more killings than we ever had, but they've overcome that. And European Union is a economic and political union in many ways.
Tell me about the Pakistanis cheering the Indians.
When I went to, I happened to be in Pakistan as part of an Indian veterans tennis team in Lahore, and that was when the visas had been relaxed and a lot of Indians could come to watch the Indo-pak series of matches. And I was in Lahore at what's called the Gaddafi Stadium, still named as Gaddafi Stadium because I think Gaddafi gave a lot of funds to build that stadium. And there was this India-Pakistani match going on. And one of the bowlers was Balaji. I don't know whether you remember. Balaji was one of the cricket, one of our star bowlers. And the Pakistanis would all sing Balaji Zara Dheere Chalo when he was getting up to bowl. And those Pakistanis in the audience, they cheered the Indians whenever, scored. Imagine that. This was a new generation of young Pakistanis who had never been, been sort of scarred by the terrible partition that took place. And they were supporting Indians. Sadly, that's no longer there now. But I wish it would come back, because we can't be enemies forever.
Also, we always have sessions on Pakistan at every festival. So this year too, there's a book on Pakistan's most famous living poet called Begum Zehra, and she's 86 years old. Lakshmi Jani has translated some of her poetry. So, that's what we have this year.
Yeah, so there's always a session on Pakistan, session on the military, ecology, all that is there. We got a very famous general called Ian Cardozo, who is going to be one of our speakers, who was very badly wounded in one of the wars, I think. Yeah, he's got amputated limbs, so he's also coming here. So please.
ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਦੇ ਵਿਚਕਾਰ ਹੈਗਾ ਆਪਾਂ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਤੇ ਪੰਜਾਬੀਅਤ ਲਈ ਇਸ ਫੈਸਟ ਦੇ ਵਿਚਕਾਰ ਕੀ ਹੋਗਾ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਐਸ ਖੁਸ਼ਵੰਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਆਲਸੋ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ
हाँ, of course.
ਕੀ
ਅਸੀਂ ਕੁਝ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਤੇ ਕੁਝ ਮੇਰਾ ਖਿਆਲ
We have Sarpreet Singh's book. We always have sessions on Punjab.
on Punjab. Yeah, we always have it. ਕੁਛ ਨਾ ਕੁਛ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ, ਮਗਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਸੋਚ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਸ਼ਾਇਦ ਹਿੰਦੀ ਸੈਸ਼ਨ ਕਰਾਂ ਜਾਂ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਸੈਸ਼ਨ ਵੀ ਕਰਾਂ, ਮਗਰ ਹਾਲੇ ਤੱਕ ਥੋੜਾ ਆਰਗੇਨਾਈਜੇਸ਼ਨ ਕਰਨਾ ਪੜਦਾ ਹੈ ਇਸ ਵਾਸਤੇ।
ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਲਿਟਰੇਚਰ
ਘੱਟ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ
ਲੱਗਦਾ
ਨਹੀਂ, ਹਾਲੇ ਤੱਕ ਕੁਝ ਅਸੀਂ ਕੀਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਲਿਟਰੇਚਰ ਤੋਂ, ਮਗਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ। ਇਹ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਕਹਿ ਦੇਣਾ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਤੇ ਹਿੰਦੀ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ, because we are a very diverse as far as languages go. We are such a diverse country. I don't think any other country in the world has so many languages which are totally different from each other, with a different script also.
Actually, our core competence is English, and that is why we are very hesitant to move into sessions on, exclusively on Hindi or Punjabi. But yes, it's always covered, in the books. There's a
Magar-
book on the rise of the Sikhs.
ਅਸੀਂ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ, ਅਸੀਂ ਦਿਮਾਗ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੈ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ, ਅਸੀਂ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ at some point.
Yes, and we have a concept to bring Punjab in a bigger way into the festival, a concept called Virasa. Now, we need somebody like Liana to come forward and help us put it up, where we want, Punjab music, literature, sessions, everything, as part of the KSL. And we are definitely going to try and hope that we can bring Virasa into the festival next year. Ajay is going to help us as well.
Ajay Bharadwaj there, he handles the media for us and does a very good job also, because I think this is one of the biggest meetings of the press that we've had over the past few years.
Can I ask a question? Are you coming to the Lit Festival? You should come. You should come because once you come, sir will start speaking in Punjabi only. It's like forced Punjabi.
ਮੈਨੂੰ ਮਤਲਬ ਆਣਾ ਪੈਣਾ ਰੋਜ਼
Exactly.
ਸ਼ਾਮ ਚਾਹ ਪੀਣ ਮਿਲੀ ਨਾ
Anybody else? Anybody ask about the project that they've got of having these ecologically friendly homes? From Goa, they've now moved into Himachal. Is this your first project in
First
Himachal?
project.
Yeah.
First project.
Yeah, and it's ecologically friendly. I think they're called green homes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
green homes. So if there's anybody to ask Sheetal any questions about these homes, how many are you building?
So they are about 40 villas, but they are like a mix of 2-bedroom and 3-bedroom villas over there.
40 villas, yeah.
There is a lot of talks in India about attack on secularism, attack on regionalism, attack on casteism,
Yeah,
and in the world also
Yeah.
talking about war between two nations.
yeah,
So when we are able to, as the topic is hope,
yeah.
so when we are able to give a message to the world of the India about this issue.
Yeah, I'm sure. You're absolutely right. There's so much polarization and divisiveness, not only in India. I mean, this is not, you have it in the elections in America. You have Trump, who is, as divisive as you can get. He's been saying that migrants bring in criminals and all that. And you have Kamala Harris, who is the daughter of an Indian mother and a father who is Jamaican, colored Jamaican. So you've got a big, I think most of us here are hoping that Kamala Harris will win. But who knows? Because Trump has also got huge number of supporters. But you're absolutely right. It's not only in India we have this divisiveness and polarization. You have it in all over Europe and in America. And the Literary Festival is attempting, in a small way of course, to try to keep the communities happily together, to promote the values that really are deep within us, I mean, I don't think hatred and all that is, look at Mahatma Gandhi. I mean, he died for that cause. So we are definitely trying to promote in the Lit Fest the values of secularism. We have diversity, huge amount of diversity, but that diversity should not allow to divide us, shouldn't divide us. We must celebrate diversity, and now you see there's Hindi, Punjabi, English here. In other parts of India, the same kind of thing. You'll have Tamil, Hindi, English there also. So that's the kind of inclusiveness, what we call inclusiveness, that we must promote in this country.
We also have someone from the New York Times who's coming as one of us. So,
Yeah, New York Times, the big paper. There's
for a session on
he's-
China.
yeah, he's a New York Times correspondent based in Delhi. So he's coming to speak on China.
And New York Times has also spoken about the festival earlier. So,
Anything more? Any more questions? In Punjabi, Hindi or English?
वायनाड ग्रुप के बारे में
हाँ,
वायनाड
बताइए।
ग्रुप जो है इसके बारे में
Why not book? हाँ, ये बता दीजिए.
So we are the oldest and first second home builders in Goa. We were basically established in 2009. It is a brainchild of Varun and his Naina Nagpal. We basically build anything from a one-bedroom apartment to a standalone villa. Okay, now whatever we build, we actually use the local stuff which is available in Goa. Be it your terrazzo tiles, be it your laterite, to actually build with the ecosystem of Goa. We also use the way our homes are made is you actually the way Varun said that we build homes in which we want to live. Something which makes you feel at comfort, makes you feel at calm. Because when you're talking about greenery, when you're talking about sunlight and all those things are very important. we take them for granted, especially as Indian. I think Indian takes sunlight for granted, but it's very, very important. Once you leave India and you go to these colder places, you miss it. So हमारा यहाँ पे the whole thing is that we ensure that we take all the natural stuff and incorporate it in our house. We are very green. We basically we don't use chemical based things in our houses, be it your cleaners, be it your what you use for the floor and everything is green, eco-friendly things we use. We also have our own sister concern, which is basically okay. Once you buy a home from us, you don't actually have to you don't have to worry about maintaining the home. In terms of, for example, if you're coming for a vacation for say 4 days to Goa, you don't have to worry about coming and cleaning the house for the first 2 days, then enjoy the remaining 2 days, because we have our own maintenance setup, which basically takes care of cleaning your house when you're not there. We even do things like deep cleaning. Say tomorrow, we also have our sister concern, which is the blue kind, which basically rents your apartments and villas if you want to rent them and when you are not there. Okay, which actually gives you a good ROI on your property apart from the capital appreciation. So all in all, I believe that Goa is one place which everybody and anybody wants to be. Goa, the way I say, Goa is what you want Goa to be. If you want it to be peace, meditation, quiet, yoga, it is that. If you want it to be a place where you want to go party, go to different restaurants, that is Goa. Now, if you're talking about even Goa today has become the cuisine hub of India. You name it and you have it in Goa. So at Wayanad, we ensure that when you come there, you have your own place, lovely place. But that lovely place is also lovely for the nature, which is, I guess, very important in the long run. And I think inclusiveness is something which we live by. Whether it is hiring people, we don't get people from outside into Goa. We actually ensure that people in the local areas are actually hired, which actually helps them also. So.
ओके लंच
मुख्यमंत्री को कैसे आप याद करते हैं?
मैं उनको कैसे याद करता हूँ?
कैसे आप उनको अपने दिमाग में?
अभी भी तो आपको याद कर रहे हो।
मैं उनका लड़का हूँ, ये तो
अभी भी आपको याद कर रहे हो। खुशवंत सिंह लिटरेरी फेस्टिवल है ना।
मगर मैंने जो पहले कहा था ना, उनके जो वैल्यूज़ हैं, उनके जो पैशंस हैं, वो मेरे भी हैं. जैसे वो कहा था इंक्लूसिवनेस, हैविंग प्रमोटिंग गुड रिलेशंस बिटवीन इंडिया एंड पाकिस्तान, वो भी मेरे वैल्यूज़ हैं. मुझे अफसोस है कि मैं पाकिस्तान जा नहीं सकता, वीज़ा लेने के लिए इतना प्रॉब्लम होता है, मेरे लिए भी प्रॉब्लम होता है. तो मैं ये एक तो ये वैल्यू है, और ये भी मुझे वैल्यू है कि हिंदुस्तान में हम बहुत डाइवर्स हैं, बहुत सारे भाषा हैं और बहुत सारे धर्म हैं, और इनको सब अपने आप को अप्रिशिएट करना पड़ता और जुड़ना चाहिए, हमको बिल्कुल जुड़ना चाहिए. इट इज़ सच अ this in India is such a remarkable country. We must keep it that way. और डिवाइड नहीं करना चाहिए, डिविसिव नहीं होना चाहिए. तो ये भी मेरे जो मेरे फादर के पैशन थे वो मेरे भी हैं. मैंने उनके जब इमरजेंसी हुई थी, उन्होंने मिसेस गांधी को सपोर्ट किया था, मगर हमारे फैमिली में सब फादर के ख़िलाफ़ थे, कहते थे कि ये नहीं करना चाहिए था. तो डिफरेंस हुई थी, तो उन्होंने मिसेस गांधी को सपोर्ट किया, इसलिए कि उनके काफ़ी उनके पड़ोसी थे. हाँ, मगर मेरे ख्याल उन्होंने उस टाइम गलत किया. और जब ब्लू स्टार हुआ, उन्होंने अपना पद्मा भूषण वापस कर दिया इन प्रोटेस्ट. आपको याद होएगा वो. मगर میرے خیال 6-7 سال اس کے بعد ان کو پدما وبھوشن ملا، ہائر ایوارڈ. تو وہ جو ان کے من میں تھا وہ کہتے تھے وداؤٹ فیئر. میں آپ کو یہ ادھر ویڈیو میں دکھا رہے تھے کہ وہ اپنے کالم میں سانٹا بنٹا جوکس لکھتے تھے، یاد ہے نا؟ کالم میں سانٹا بنٹا جوکس آتے تھے وچ واز اباؤٹ سردار جیز. تو ایک دن ایک چٹھی آئی، ویری فارمل لیٹر فرام دی SGPC، شرومن گردوارا پربندھک کمیٹی، ہائیسٹ اتھارٹی آن سکھزم. انہوں نے فادر کو لکھا پلیز اسٹاپ یوزنگ یور سانٹا بنٹا جوکس. تو میں گھر میں تھا اس ٹائم، اور جب وہ چٹھی آئی تھی میرے فادر دیکھنے لگے، سوچنے لگے، اور وہ ہر ایک جو ان کو لکھتا تھا وہ پوسٹ کارڈ ضرور بھیجتے تھے. میں ایک بار گیا تھا تامل ناڈو، کوئی چھوٹا سا پنڈ میں، ادھر موٹر کا کوئی پرابلم تھا، اور جب ان کو پتہ لگا، کسی کو پتہ لگا کہ میں خوشونت سنگھ کا بیٹا ہوں، وہ اپنے گھر سے آ گیا اور مجھے پوسٹ کارڈ دکھا دیٹ مائی فادر ہیڈ ریٹن ٹو ہم. اس نے کچھ فادر کو لکھا تھا، اس نے پوسٹ کارڈ بھیجا. تو یہ بھی جب وہ SGPC کی یہ آیا آرڈر کہ ہم آپ کو تنخواہ کر لیں گے اف یو ڈونٹ اسٹاپ یور سانٹا بنٹا جوکس، تو اس نے سوچا تھوڑا، اس نے پوسٹ کارڈ لیا اور ادھر پتہ کیا لکھا ان کو واپس، گو ٹو ہیل. گو ٹو ہیل واپس بھیجا، اور کچھ جواب نہیں آیا اس کے بعد.
He wrote go to hell to STPC.
To the SGPC on a postcard. And he never heard from them again. And he also, always had a sense of humor. He never took himself seriously. He felt that we, especially our leaders, take themselves too seriously. So he used to make fun of himself. He once got a letter from abroad somewhere, and all that was written on that letter, it was mentioned in the video, all that was written on the letter was Khushwant Singh, bastard India. تو اس نے دکھایا کہ یہ مجھے باسٹرڈ انڈیا کے، اور مجھے مل گیا. The post office knows me so well that they got sent the letter to me. تو اپنے اوپر مخول کرتے تھے. He used to make fun of himself, which I think was one of great things. We don't make fun of ourselves enough. اور یہ سانٹا بنٹا جوکس جو وہ چھاپتے تھے وہ سردار جی بھیجتے تھے ان کو، sent by Sardar Jis. So that was a kind of trait of his. He didn't care who was what. Indira Gandhi کی emergency, he didn't care. ان کو پتا تھا کہ that it's not very popular, but he still felt he wanted to support her. اور جیسے اور یہ SGPC, he didn't care about what they said, and he said, gave his mind. ایک بار وہ کلکتہ گئے تھے اور انہوں نے کچھ لکھا تھا اپنے کالم میں that Rabindranath Tagore was not a very good poet. ایسے کچھ لکھا تھا, but he was a good writer but not a good poet. ادھر ایئرپورٹ میں demonstrations ہو گئے when he arrived there, saying how dare you criticize Rabindranath Tagore who won Nobel Prize. ایسے میں بہت ساری چیزیں بتا سکتا ہوں مگر ٹائم نہیں ہے بتانے کے لیے. وجیا, نائس ٹو سی یو. وجے میرے ساتھ کام کرتی تھی جب میں ایڈیٹر تھا انڈین ایکسپریس کے, تو اس ٹائم میرے ساتھ کام کرتی تھی. 1984 ہم کہہ رہے ہیں, 1984-85.